Welcome to New Beginnings Start Today, the podcast for husbands and wives who want to grow deeper in their faith in the Lord. I'm your host, Dr. Douglas Keffer, a minister, clinical pastoral counselor here in Roanoke, Virginia, and I have a passion for helping people to live their faith. Today I want to talk to you about submission in Christian marriage and how you can have your love grow for your spouse. We are living in a society that puts a very high premium on being able to live independently. It seems more and more people believe they do not have to be accountable to anyone but themselves. This is causing a huge problem in how people are living as husbands and wives. And so many couples are finding it very difficult to really understand what the Apostle Paul means when he says, "Submit to one another out of reverence for Christ." Ephesians 5:21. Paul wants us Christian husbands and wives to understand that submission means that there is a commitment to your spouse because of how you reverence Christ in your life. We are to love our spouses in the context of how we love Jesus. This is a very tall order for us today because of all the influence of what the world says about living the way you want to live and to do what it is you want to do. They live in a way that is devoid of any acknowledgement of Christian morals and values. All one has to do is to look at what is being propagated on social media, and one will see the morals and our value system has deteriorated to whatever you want to believe is fine. That's just not right. I have worked very hard at allowing couples to see that they can be submitted, committed to their spouses, and live in a freedom that Jesus gives them that they cannot explain, but knows it is very real. My wife Dana and I have lived by this principle for over 51 years, and our submission to one another is because of our relationship to Jesus and each other that has allowed us an independence to be individuals by living as one flesh. What a privilege. First, let's look at what submission to your spouse really means. I believe what Paul is talking about is that a spouse wants to live in a way that allows their spouse to know that they are the most important person in their lives. They think of ways that they can show their spouse love and commitment. I'm talking about when you get up in the morning, you do things for your spouse that allows them to know you are thinking about their needs. I am a very regimented person in the way that God has made me. I've been that way all my life. This translates into me doing things in the morning that has become a system that allows me to do things for my wife that shows her that I do them because I love her. I make the bed nearly every morning. I put our medication out for us to take before breakfast. I prepare breakfast nearly every morning and clean up after that breakfast. I reheat my wife's coffee after breakfast before she sits down in her chair. You see what I mean? Things you can do that allows you to love, that is shown because you are submitted, you are committed to your spouse to make them feel important. I have counseled many couples over the years that listen to what it is that I do for my wife and ask me, "Dr. Keffer, does your wife do anything?" I look at them and say, she smiles beautifully at me and appreciates all that I do. My wife does many things for me that allows me to know that I'm the most important person in her life. For example, she consistently cooks wonderful meals for us that are absolutely delicious. She does the laundry, vacuums the house, takes care of the house plants, takes care of our family finances with her expertise as a banker, and I could go on and on. Folks, I want you to look very closely at what it is you actually do for your spouse on a daily basis that tells them how much you love them. I want you to go beyond, I go to work every day. Isn't that enough? No, it's not. Too many spouses are so caught up in their work that they have forgotten how to enjoy being with their spouses and children if they have children. The work grindstone has stolen the vitality out of too many marriages. I cannot tell you how many husbands I have had to tell, your wife cannot hug your truck. Your toys cannot give your wife a kiss. I have also had to tell many wives the same things because of their jobs. I recently got an email from a husband telling me that he and his wife were sitting watching their show. And all through the program, his wife was on her laptop doing things for her work the next day. I'm afraid that this is the commentary of what is happening to too many marriages today. Secondly, let's look at what Paul means when he talks about out of reverence for Christ. Wow, what a statement. The reverence for Christ simply means out of your love for Jesus and all he has done and is doing for you today. When you live in this understanding of how this is to prioritize your life with your spouse, it will allow you to see how wonderful your life with your husband or wife can really be. How would you describe your love for Jesus? What is it that you see in your daily walk that you attribute to Jesus' care for your life? How have you tried to teach your people to learn how to see that blessing in what is happening in their lives on a daily basis and to give thanks to the Lord for those blessings? You have to show what it is that you say that you believe. When we learn to have hearts that are grateful for the blessings each day, we will give the Lord the praise and to his watch care over our lives. The fifth thing I beg God for every morning in my time of prayer and supplication is, Father, let me see your glory today in my world. And every morning, his reply to me is, done. It is a tremendous way to live. When we have this kind of mindset, your love for Jesus and God grows deeper and deeper every day. I say to you very humbly, the more you adopt this mindset, the more you will learn to love your spouse and care for them in a way that is such a blessing to your life and theirs, that it is just a wonderful blessing that enriches both of your lives. This way of life carries over into how your children see you. When they know you love and respect your spouse, their mom, their dad, it gives them a sense of a security that is absolutely needed for them to grow up healthy. They can then live in the same context with their spouses. This is what is going to make our society much more loving and selfless. When you live this way, it will also make your love enviable among your peers. They will say, "What do they have that allows them to live that way? We need it too." This is how we are going to see the change that needs to take place in our society to be more giving and being so, rather than being so selfish. I pray that it will begin with me and my wife. Thank you for listening, and I want to invite you to contact me and share how you are submitted and committed to your spouse in your marriage. If you're seeing this on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and the like button. That would be very helpful. Tell me about other issues that you would like me to address by leaving your comments. And you can reach me at drdouglaskeffer@gmail.com. Until next time, God bless each of you.